Hey heroes, welcome to the RedDoor Hero Podcast, where we discuss the real estate industry hustle with experts and agents just like you. I'm your host, Ali Makani, with my partner here, Heather Harmon.
Hello.
Today we're joined by a couple of guests, Morgan Larson and Jamie Montgomery from Keller Williams Realty. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome, Jamie and Morgan. We're really glad you guys are here. We understand you're a team at Keller Williams, working together and sharing your business with each other. So I think team concept in real estate is a trend that's gaining more attraction for agents. How long have you guys been working together as a team?
So in 2016, I knew that I really wanted to have a partner, a business partner. And so I started the hunt at the very beginning of that year. And then Jamie and I finally joined up March or April that year, 2016.
Were you actively looking for a partner too?
You know, I wasn't at the time, but I was in kind of like a weird funk lull of my business where I'd been doing quite a bit. And then I kind of slowed down. My year didn't start the way that I wanted it to or intended it to. So, you know, it took Morgan a while from meeting with me in, I think it was late January, February, and for me to really make the decision to become partners.
Mm-hmm. So you've had a couple years now to work it out. What do you think is the one tip you would give any team getting started that you've figured out along the way?
Yeah. Well, I think in particular, if you're looking for a partnership, don't let it just be spur of the moment, like, oh, I just really like you. You're just the coolest person and I enjoy having drinks with you. Like, it's not really about that at all. So I appreciate that Jamie took a while and we really went through the process and we chatted with our business coach that we happened to share and really decided whether this was going to be a good match for goals and intentions and so on, and that it would be a long-term thing.
Yeah. And
really taking it step by step.
Yeah, our business coach even made us get together with her husband, with my boyfriends at the time. So it was kind of a long, process for us to kind of court each other. And, it was a big thing for us because, we're totally opposite, yet we have the same vision and values and, what's important geographic location wise for us, and also, values on what we provide to our clients too, have been kind of huge for us.
So tell us a little more about the shared vision between you guys. What did you find was really common in your goal or your mission?
I would say, on a small side geographically, I live in El Dorado County and she grew up in El Dorado County. So that was kind of the first basis of it. But I'd say even bigger is sort of the idea of having a big business over time. And we're both really driven women. And so it was important to us to empower ourselves. And by doing that, it helps drive women in business as well.
Yeah.
So in that relationship, obviously several years that you guys are partners in the business, what would be one thing that you guys will redo if you had the opportunity to redo in this partnership?
I think that we've gotten our systems into place. We've had admins in the past that have kind of gotten our systems together. We're still growing into that. So maybe that would be a redo. I think that we've done everything very slowly. We from the beginning, we decided that we were going to split everything 50-50. It wasn't going to be if, she got a lead or I got a lead or we were working with somebody. It was all going to be fair. And just this past year, we both committed to incorporating our business. So we basically got married.
Yeah, we got married last year.
Yeah.
As your business wife.
Yes. Yeah. So, and that was after a few years of seeing what we're doing. We see that we, where we work well, and seeing that we do, relatively the same amount of business, we've pushed each other to do more business. So I don't know, anything to add?
I don't know that there's a lot that I would change. Like, I like going fast, but I'm glad she likes slowing things down.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of teams like blow up in good ways and do really well and do amazing, and then just totally implode because they went too fast and they didn't have the relationships together and they didn't really think through each step. So I'm glad that we've gone slower. And, I think I would love to say that at our 5-year mark, we would have a team of 5 agents and 2 admins or whatever. And we're not quite there yet. And I'm okay with that.
Very good. So in this relationship, that maybe there's not too many redos, which is great. How do you handle your customers within this relationship that you guys have? Do you guys do you guys like divvy up the work per client, or you guys just focus on your own clients, but you guys support each other? Well, how do you have the business structure set up?
So our business structure is, if we meet somebody at an open house, we usually take the lead, unless we just don't have the bandwidth to work with those people at that time. Then we send them to our buyer's agent, Anna, who does a really good job at working with them. But for the most part, like if it's a lead from, my sphere, or, friend or family, or a referral from a past client, then I'll work with those people. If Morgan, gets a lead from an open house, it's this friend, it's a sphere lead, then she works with those people. We do get some leads from other sources, like lender referrals and that sort of thing, and we kind of round robin those. And that's basically how we work things.
Yeah, I'd say like usually if I met the person first, I'd be their point person. But I think a big advantage that we have is that I'll usually let those people know when we first meet them that, hey, I'm your point person. And if I am going to be gone this Sunday, I'll let you know, and Jamie can always step in, or Anna can always step in and help you out. So you're never short of having somebody to help you.
Right. So if you guys are running 2 different pipelines of clients, how do you keep each other up to date on what's going on with everything? Do you have a process for that?
We do. We have every Monday we meet. Every Monday morning we meet, and myself, Morgan, and our buyer's agent, Anna, and we go over our pipeline, who we're working with, where we are at in the process, any struggles or anything that we need to talk over. And yeah, I mean, basically Monday, and then throughout the process, I mean, certain times if we need help on something, like we needed to have somebody go do help with a final walkthrough, or even just to get clients keys, then we'll round robin it that way, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so communication's huge. So just knowing where everybody's at. During those meetings, we also talk about what are the primary goals for the week. And so that fits into the month, and then that fits into the year. So those meetings are really important, and then checking in through the week to making sure that we're still up to where we say we're going to be.
So on those communications, do you guys use a particular tool, or is just the tradition emails and calendar items and direct conversation? How do you track that?
For the most part, it's direct conversation. Usually we do follow up with an email so that we have our goals written down, so that we can look back at them and see, where we're at, check in where we're at throughout the week. The other thing is we put a lot of stuff in Google Drive so that our whole team can access things, and add to, or, take out.
Yeah. So like we have a Google Sheet that is tracking, so our goal for the month is, say, 10 listing appointments. And each week when we meet on Monday, we'll say, hey, she got 2, I got 1, and we'll put it in there. So then it tracks at the end of the month, are you on track for your goals for the month, for the year, and so on. So we do track using Google Sheets.
How do you do your, and I'm just trying to understand now, that kind of get a good feel for how you guys run your business. How do you integrate technology in that, in that environment, right? Between yourself, you brought up, Google Drive and Google Sheets, and but how do you integrate technology into your business either for yourself for productivity or for your customer enablement? What do you do? How do you do it, and why?
It is a little struggle for real estate agents, really, because it's a little bit disjointed, right? There's so many products out there, so you have to figure out which ones are going to work for you. And I love technology, and I've tried a lot of them, and I do go back to just being simple. Keller Williams has recently come out with a whole idea for their technology that we're going to be able to use just the KW technology for both marketing as well as a CRM and so on. And it's sort of in the baby stages. I've been using it heavily, and it actually for a CRM is working really well. I've tried many of the others out there, and I think it's great. And I think overall in the end, it's going to be a product that will really help us as a business because we can link as agents. So if I had somebody come in on our website as a lead, I could just immediately assign it to Anna and so on. And there's many technologies out there that already do it, but of course it's a benefit to us to use what's available for free. We use other stuff too, as far as design for marketing. Canva is a big one.
Yeah, Canva, Metro List. I always laugh because I'm like the most unmillennial millennial. I'm like super old school, relationship oriented. So I'd rather pick up the phone and call. However, I do like our new program Command, and in the past we've used a bunch of MailChimp and stuff where we put notes about our clients and follow-up reminders and that sort of thing.
Well, I have a question for you guys. When you talked about how you got introduced or found out about each other in the first place, you were both working with a business coach. So is that something you found valuable, and is it something you still do today? Or what advice would you share with other agents about using a coach?
Yeah, well, I have a huge philosophy just around coaching. How do you ever get better at anything if you don't have somebody who's already been there, done that to help guide you? So I think a business coach is really important, and it's important to make sure that you not only vibe with the person, but that they've been there and done what you're looking to do. So yeah, we had a business coach then, and we still have one now.
Yeah, it helps us with our accountability. It helps us with a different viewpoint on things. Like, why don't you look at it this way? Or, you need to have a meeting and outline X, Y, Z, or what have you thought about it, doing it this way? Or it's just been super helpful for us, and I would highly recommend having a coach. I mean, whoever it's gonna be, but have one.
So in the environment that you guys are, looks like that you guys look to grow, right? Maybe a little slowly, but goal driven. You want to grow. You want to make the team bigger. The industry is changing around us, right? Yeah. There's a lot of things that are happening that, by choice or by force, things are going to be, from a business perspective, done a little differently. Love to hear what is your take on how technology is shaping the future of the real estate transaction and that customer engagement part of it.
Yeah, I think for a long time we've used technology to make our day-to-day easier. I think now we see all these things where technologies are trying to take the agent out of the picture. But I have some very techie clients, and they want to have an agent in the picture because they want our expertise, and they want somebody that they can talk to, and they want the warm, fuzzy feeling. And so now I think there are technologies that are trying to take the agent out, but I think that there's technologies that are trying to make the agent even more relational to the client and make the communication and the relationship stronger. And those are the things that I'm most interested in. So, it started with social media, but I think that there's other stuff that's coming to make it easier to be relational with your client.
Right. Yeah. And I'm under the philosophy and I mean, yes, technology is great, and you can get so much stuff through the internet, and by searching you can get pre-approved. You can request a house showing. But really, even my millennial, young clients still want to have a meeting face to face. They want to know that they have somebody that's there through the process that's going to help them and guide them and answer any questions that they have. And of course, they're going to search online. And so that's why, a big philosophy of us is we get professional pictures on every single one of our listings, because it's like it used to be like 93%. I think it's probably 99% to 100 look at a house online before they ever go in the door. And most of the time your clients, when they see the pictures, they like it, they want to go see it, but they also want more information from you, which is why they reach out to you, and you become an expert for them, and you can build that relationship with them. So I think technology is only a bonus to us, and it's something that we can use to help ourselves grow and our clients grow.
Yeah, and I would add too, people spend a lot of time Googling things, and then they often feel that they know as much as a professional.
Right.
But really, we have the experience of just being in the trenches. And so part of our value is that, hey, come in and meet with us, and we can walk you through all those steps, and we're here to guide you. And so technology is good, but then you still need a person to really get the job done efficiently for the person at the end of the day.
Right. Well, and when we meet with them, we guide them through the technologies that we use so that they can help guide themselves through as well.
Yeah.
You're empowering them.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, empower, no matter what you use, it could be paper and pencil and paper, or it could be the most tech enabled solution. It has to enable your customer. If it doesn't enable the customer that they want, the way they want it, obviously there's no value in that. So the sheer fact that you're understanding your customers and how they want to be related to, how they want to work, it's an important part of what you guys do. So it's very clear, like you guys understand what your customer wants. We're going to deal with it that way and be able to do that. What is the biggest learning that you could share with us in regards to how you see yourself positioning you as a brand, the two of you, the team, to stand out in a world that is convoluted, with a lot of people chasing the same customer
and a
on
lot
the
of
other
noise
side,
out
a lot
there,
of noise, right?
Right.
So what do you guys do? How do you position yourself?
Always the tough question to
Yeah.
answer, right?
I would say, we do a lot of stuff through social media, and also we, touch our database once a month. We used to have them, and sometimes even twice a month with our email newsletter. But we have an email newsletter and we have a mail newsletter, and we're touching our clients constantly, so that they know that they have somebody that's there to help them when they're ready, even if they're not ready at that time.
I think one thing that kind of does set us apart is that even though we're techie, I think that we have old school values, and I think that shows up. So we're not afraid to use some of the old school tactics, like actually picking up the phone and calling somebody, versus only texting. And I think that our clients have come to appreciate that, no matter what age, and so I think that that's really important. I also think something that makes us stand out from others is so many agents are so desperate to just open a door for somebody. And I think that we really value quality for our client and making sure that they go through the right steps. And so we always impress upon them how important it is to sit down and have a real conversation so that they can make the right choice for themselves. And so I think it's just really what sets us apart is our values, and that we uphold them and we keep our standards to a certain level.
Yeah.
Where do you see your brand as you two and your team member? Where do you see you guys be in a year from now, 2 years from now, as the world around us is trying to you use the word, tries to remove the agent out, right? So where do you see you guys be, and because of the values that you shared with us, and how are you going to get there in that journey to achieve that goal?
I would say for us, it's just continuing to focus on, we do our client parties, we do our events in the community, and that's continuing and growing, adding upon that. I know that we also, we need to get an admin back into place on our team. And with that person in in our world, we'll be able to add more people to our team that can in turn impress our values to their clients, and just continue to grow our team and our reach.
Yeah, and I'd say in regards to like the idea of tech changing over time and the industry as a whole changing over time, a little bit of it is one step at a time. You know, we do have to adapt. And so some of the different conversations that come up with our clients, you know, a big one right now is like, well, why wouldn't I just go with Open Door? And having that conversation.
How do you have that conversation?
Walking them through what the Open Door process looks like versus what the end result looks like when you're working with an agent. And sometimes that is the right product for them. You know, but them knowing that it's a convenience fee instead of being sort of duped by it has to be talked about.
Right. You're educating them and letting them make an empowered decision instead of buying into whatever they thought they understood about it. Right.
Yeah, we want them to have the knowledge that they need to make an informed decision for themselves, and whether it's working with us, you know, if that's you know the way that it makes the most sense, or if it is using something like an Open Door. But you know, 9 times out of 10, the agent can make the seller more money, even though it may seem like it's more convenient to use an Open Door. Yeah.
But that said, more of that stuff gonna come, right?
Right.
You know, it's more about how you position yourself, how you deliver a value, right? Because I think if we don't deliver value, we're all gonna get replaced.
Yep.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. So it's how we manage and how we enable not only ourselves, enablement of the consumer on the other side is key for us to continue to, you know, thrive and reach the goals that we all have. I think some people want to avoid it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
don't dig your head in the sand.
Have that conversation head on.
Right.
I think it should be a part of every listing conversation now, because you know, even if they're not talking to you about it, they're getting hit with that information, whether it's on an ad they're hearing on their way to work or inside their music or from their friends talking about it or just the own search they're doing online. So it's important to come in and be the expert for them, right?
Yeah.
And then empower them to make the best decision with good knowledge. And like you said, 9 out of 10 times they're going to have a better net if they work with an agent.
Right.
The convenience factor is the factor that technology is now making us all have questions around how are consumers going to do things. So, yeah.
What do you see in the future of the work that you guys are working to grow your team? Are you looking to do, is it 2x, 3x of revenue? Are you looking to create your own, you know, maybe your own broker house? Where do you see this team, this dynamic duo going, you know, in
what are
the
the
future?
big goals?
Yeah.
I definitely see us with a larger team, more agents. And so, you know, I really enjoy coaching others too. So that's part of the dream for me, is having other people that I can mentor, and so that they can have great careers as well, which in turn means they're having great lives, right? And so I really enjoy that part. So more than even just like the revenue and the money and the so on, there's like the growing of others. And then also, you know, all that leads to more homes sold, which leads to a bigger business. And then it also allows us to both have great personal lives, you know, go on the trips that you want to go on, spend time with your family, do your hobbies that you're really interested in. And so, you know, I don't really have a number in mind so much as I would like to add some additional players on our team so that we can help them, which in turn helps everybody.
Right, helps us grow our team, helps us grow our numbers. Yeah. We've always been
really Jamie has a big
focused.
number.
Well, we've always been really numbers focused, and I think for us, even just in the last 2 years, it's really knowing our numbers. And I know that that's a really tough thing for agents to do.
Yeah.
I know when tax time comes, people are scared and they don't know what to do. And, it's knowing your numbers through the year, and knowing what your market's doing, knowing, your average sale price, knowing what the average sale price is in the areas that you're serving, knowing how much inventory is available. For us, a big deal is numbers and knowing our numbers, and our finance lady in our office would probably say that we're probably the two most on top of it, yet we could still be better. And so, our goal this year is 60 transactions, and that's just between the two of us. And that's not including our buyer's agent and then whoever we add to our team. Of course, we'd love to get over 100 a year, down the line. So it's just continuing to grow ourselves.
So that's a big number.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Between the two of you, or the three of you.
It's definitely the hustle.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely, that is definitely hustle. And you need to have good partners. Sounds like you guys are doing that. You need to have good tech. You need to have good support system. You need to have good foundation to be able to get there. So it's really important, because if one of those fails, you're not going to hit your numbers, right? You're not going to achieve your goals, because there's going to be roadblocks that is put in front of you.
I just really like how you guys have your numbers, but also you have a picture of a quality of life.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're almost more driven by the quality of life than by the numbers, but the numbers are driving that path towards the quality of life that you want to have. And that's hard in this industry at any volume to have a quality of life. Right. So if you don't have the right pipeline going, you're constantly stressed about it and you can't take time off because you can't. Or if you do have a pipeline going, you can't take time or ever turn it off because it just never turns off.
Right.
So if you find the right partner and you grow the right team with the right philosophy and you have that foundation of trust and systems and processes and all of that, then it's a really successful way to grow in this industry. So you guys are definitely telling a story that I think a lot of agents would benefit from, the value of the nuggets of advice you're sharing about kind of your path to get here. Yeah. And then also where you're going, like how big you're going. Yeah. This doesn't sound like anything's going to stop you. Yeah.
No, we're going to keep working and enjoying our lives too. I mean, like we said, it's a balance, and it's, having our standards set, if we're going to take off a day for our family, or we need to have our vacation set at the beginning of the year. It's important to us to sit down even before the new year starts, is to sit down and go over everything, go over our goals for the next year, and then also outline vacations and fun things that we have planned, because then you're working towards something. You're not just working to work.
Well, great advice. I think
good advice.
You shared a lot of good insight to those who may look to be a part of a team or build a team, or even just improve on how they go about thinking through their process. So we appreciate you being with us today. We're our time is at the end for this one, but we hope to have you back here. We appreciate you making time and share your story with us.
Yeah,
so,
thanks for having
Thank you,
us
Morgan.
out.
Thank you, Jamie. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Morgan.